Welcome to the 359. I'm Roger Chang.
I'm Ben Fox-Rubin.
I'm Alfred Ng.
It's good to be back from the craziness of Las Vegas and CES. One of the big themes of the show had to be the back and forth between Amazon's Alexa and Google Assistant. Ben, you covered this pretty closely. Who do you think won?
It's pretty obvious. It was Google. But it was Google because
coming from the Amazon guy, too.
I mean, I'm not Amazon's guy. Come on. So Google won it out, obviously, because they spent a ton of money.
Yes.
They spent an insane amount of money on marketing. So they just really wanted to flood the zone at the show. And it's partly because they're right now number 2 in smart speakers. They're like Amazon basically dominates right now. They have 2/3 of the market in the United States with smart speakers. Google only has about 1/3, and then everybody else is kind of fighting over the scraps otherwise. So that gives Google a very good reason to spend, I don't know how much money they did on Google the Ride and really trying to do oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask, though, why do you think they won just because their names were everywhere? Like, did they actually have better products and features come out over Amazon?
I mean,
they had a lot of stuff.
I think the marquee feature was the Google Interpreter mode, right? Mm-hmm. Being able to translate different languages, 27 different languages. But yeah, it was definitely, I think for me, it was more of a presence thing. They were everywhere. You couldn't avoid seeing them. They did have a lot of announcements, too. They did a ton. Whereas Amazon had announcements, but they were announced to partners, right? They didn't actively announce anything themselves.
Yeah, that's right. And I thought it was interesting. Like, for instance, Lenovo came out with a product that looks a lot like the Echo Spot. So that's to kind of rival the like one of those Amazon products. KitchenAid came out with a smart display that uses Google Assistant. So now Amazon has to fight off KitchenAid of all companies. So there was just a lot that Google was trying to stack up. And I think that they definitely did a good job. They also advertised like crazy all over Las Vegas. So it was just, if they were really trying to make a big splash and show folks that, hey, we're here and we're really looking to compete, then they did that job.
All right. So another theme from CES was foldable displays. LG obviously wowed us with its big screen rollable OLED television. But I was looking at it from a phone perspective. Royal FlexPi was there. It was this like Chinese startup with this kind of janky foldable phone. I tried it. It actually, hardware-wise, it wasn't bad. Software-wise, it was a complete mess. But we just saw a report from the Wall Street Journal today that more foldable phones are coming. Particularly Motorola or Lenovo is bringing back the Motorola Razr as a $1,500 flip phone.
I am
with a foldable display.
Totally into that,
dude. Nah, I'm good. Unless they drop that price like severely. I mean,
clearly this is not meant for the typical user, right? This is going to be a novelty item. This is going to be an item for the 1%ers.
I'm a 1%er. I'm stinking rich, but you know what? Even that, nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, look, that's the future of foldable phones. Lastly, Nike yesterday unveiled its new self-lacing shoes yesterday. Alfred, take us through this. What are the shoes like? What are they called?
Yeah, so they're called the Adapt BBs. This is the sequel to the 2016 Hyper Adapts 1.0s that they came out with. They're going to be available February 17th for $350, and they tie themselves based on an app that you get through Nike, or you can just, if you don't want to use your phone or give Nike your data, that has buttons on the sides. One that is closer to the back, will loosen it, and then the one closer to your toes will lighten it.
So, buttons are so I just saw you. I just do a front flip. Is there like a button on the app that pushes? That
it's
push
a giant
that
spring in the
basically
bottom.
enables you to flip like that?
I wanted to see the difference in athletic ability based on the tightness of the shoe.
Yep.
They had all these basketball players there, like dunking basketballs and stuff, but I can't dunk a basketball. I tried several times.
Shocker.
So I was like, okay, what can I do? So I put it really loose and I tried to flip, and then I put it really tight and I tried to flip. And it definitely does make a difference. You feel like you have more grip and control when it's really tightened. Versus when it's like loose, you're more relaxed. I can see that for when you're just like sitting down and just want to chill out and don't want a really tight shoe.
All right. For full coverage, check us out on CNET. I'm Roger Chang.
Ben Fox-Rubin.
I'm Alfred Ng.
Thanks for listening.
Oh, it's good to be back. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us, and thanks for putting up with us during the mini hiatus / change of format there. Sorry we don't really take the chat when we're at CES. It's more difficult because it's such a revolving door on that stage. But it's still good to, continue the coverage. And for anybody who is subscribed to the audio podcast, sorry, we kind of ate up your inbox there since we changed from a 4-minute show to a 25-minute show or whatever it was. But yeah, as always, we're back into the normal swing of things, so send in your comments and questions. What did you like at CES? But more importantly, guys, what did you like at CES?
What did I like at CES?
wasn't
You guys
there.
covered the business stuff here today. Let's talk about the things that piqued your personal
I mean,
interest.
I said this last week, but the mouth guard that washes your mouth and like
Oh, the
brushes your teeth
Y
in
brush?
5 seconds.
You know, that thing is so
I
ridiculous.
still want
looking.
to try it, even if it's a chance to work. I would be all for it.
How long does it take you to brush your teeth?
It's supposed to take you 2 minutes.
And this takes 10
10
seconds, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I could write a novel with the time that I
But
save.
I could
More times to work on stories, Ben.
exactly.
Roger's a busy man.
I could make sure I have a thorough clean and go 20 seconds.
Or
Mm-hmm.
you can do that, but for 2 minutes, like it's recommended, and then that'll like you'll be brushing your teeth all that time, so that you don't have to brush your teeth like
It'll
for
cover
the
you
next
for the
3
whole
days.
week.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah,
You'll be
you get
covered. That's how teeth brushing works.
I take showers for 3 hours so that I don't shower the rest of the week. That's
I mean, the other one,
I get it.
the other one I like. I like the boxer bot. That was like the $19,000 training. Like it's basically
Way
a punching
too
bag.
expensive.
No, it's not meant for individuals. I think it's meant for gyms. But
Why
the
don't you just
idea
get-
is like it actually scans your stance. It'll shout directions at you. It'll tell you to change. Like it'll tell you to move, duck, dive, dodge.
Why don't you just play Wii Boxing, dude?
It's not the same.
Yeah, I know.
Nintendo
Wii Boxing
will
is
solve
definitely
everything.
harder.
I also mentioned this on stage, but I thought it was ridiculous enough that it's worth mentioning again. The Lamborghini massage chair.
Oh yeah.
$30,000
Yeah.
massage chair. It's like a full body
But
thing.
does it being a Lamborghini edition make a difference?
Or
does it
I
just
think
look
it's like
cooler?
meant to look like a Lamborghini. It's made by a different company. I don't remember what
It's
it's
Body
called.
Friend.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
It's the Korea's #1 massage chair maker.
Yeah, well, maybe like it's so expensive that they actually number them and make them collector's items, but
Ooh.
I have no idea.
You can't resell
who the
that thing
market
after you
is.
like put your butt in there for like a month.
Damn.
Sure. I mean, like, who would want to buy like a used $20,000 massage chair anyway?
It seems like all the coolest tech from CES is like out of reach for anybody that
Yes.
has like an average salary.
Pretty much.
I don't know.
I
about
really,
that.
I was mostly impressed with the Impossible Burger.
Which is
2.0.
not out of reach.
Right.
Yes, yeah. I really am hoping to see more of that in stores. Like right now, the only times I've seen it is at restaurants. They're like, "Oh, we stock this," but I'd like to be able
And
to.
you haven't tried 2.0 yet.
No.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to be able to get it as like a grocery item.
I
like when
haven't
go-
either. I'm actually pretty eager to try it because
I tried it.
it seemed like it was a lot better than 1.0, which I have tried. It's not that great
Mm-hmm.
to me.
It was better. I wasn't really wowed by it.
It's definitely the talk of the show for sure.
The
People,
2.0. Well, they did a good job of kind of zigging when everybody else zagged.
Right.
In that you're talking about like a veggie patty at a tech show.
Yes.
So there are tech elements in making it, but at the same time, it kind of stood out in that it's not a grocery show. So
No.
yeah.
It was interesting. I think this is the first time food was allowed as like an entry into CES.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a look. We can all use more food tech. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your move, Beyond Meat Burgers. Up to you.
Sure.
That's the other guy.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat named Bonnie Ganan, I'm not sure who that is. She says that you were really, really enamored by the Property Brothers now, weren't you, Ben?
I was.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was. Hey, thanks for watching, Bonnie. That's really great.
She wasn't watching.
She was. How did she know that otherwise? Yeah, I got to go to their house and check out their cool digs. It's the Property Brothers
just
complex
hanging out.
compound. Alfred is.
They didn't invite me. I kind of just jumped over the fence.
Alfred is
Did you
aggressively rolling
backflip
his
over the
eyes.
fence?
But
Wait,
yeah,
wait. Did they call the compound? Would love it if they. If
I think they
Property
did because,
Brothers
like,
compound.
one of
Is
the
it,
brothers
is it
lives
massive
there.
like a compound?
It's behind a gate, and
Like, could it
it's
house
pretty
a
big.
cult?
No.
Okay.
No, but it could house a small cult.
Okay.
I would say.
All right.
So yeah, they have a game room and a pool, which includes a projector screen, so you can like
Nice.
watch movies at the pool.
Why wouldn't they call
have
it
a
the Brothers
slide.
property? That makes way more sense.
That does make way more sense. I'll tell them that next time I talk to them. So yeah, but
We're
yeah,
gonna get-
it was
we're-
cool hanging out
We're
with
gonna
them.
get more coverage from you on that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I continued my celebrity hangouts at CES. Last year it was Tony Romo. This year it was
Oh,
the Property
yeah,
Brothers.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Who knows? Who
Climbing
knows
your
what
way
happens
up
next year?
there.
Climbing my way up. Next year it'll be
Obama.
Alfred Ng. I don't know. Obama.
Obama. Shoot,
Yeah,
shoot
okay.
high.
Yeah,
Shoot
all right.
high.
We'll try.
You can
But
watch
it's like the
I like how you
other Obama that like spreads all these conspiracy theories on Twitter.
Dan,
Oh yeah,
Dan Obama.
Uncle Obama. Yeah,
Well, I like how I shot for Obama. You went for Alfred.
yeah.
You're like,
It's
he's
about
famous.
the same
yeah,
level.
yeah.
Sure.
You can watch all of the Property Brothers features on CNET.com and on YouTube at CNET. We had them at the stage too, and for what it's worth, the past couple of months with all of the chatter about the Property Brothers, I don't watch Home and Garden, so I'm sitting around and you guys are talking about the show, and it's like, what's so special about this? We've seen house flippers before. This isn't anything all that spectacular. And then you meet them in person, and as a heterosexual male, you fall in love. And they are
Yes.
the most charming, sweet, wonderful people. And like the fact that they're writing those children's books now too was really, really super cool. So I get it now, guys. I get the Property Brothers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. I'm a fan.
All right,
I
moving
like
on to the
Property
next
Brothers.
question. Hector wants to know, what was the one product you could not believe was a thing?
You know what Katie wrote about this? It was like the emotional support robot.
Oh, right. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was. I have a hard time with that. Like, buy a dog.
Wow.
Why?
Dogs are
What if you're
expensive and
allergic?
high maintenance.
They are, but like they need homes.
Also,
they
you're,
need
like-
homes more than a robot
You're
does.
privileged enough to be social and friendly, and
Well,
know people.
I don't know about that social.
Whereas some of us, just don't like people and like definitely relate to robots more. So
But you could get a pet. I mean, the whole idea is to be like a pet supplement or pet replacement. So.
Yeah.
Well,
I
but what
appreciate
if
your
you live in an
comment, though.
apartment with that doesn't allow pets?
Hey, you know what? You guys are making some pretty good points. I'm gonna have to start backpedaling.
do
but
you take away your kids like teddy bears and stuff? And it's like, just get a dog. What are you
yeah,
doing?
you know what? One of my kids walks around with a pair of pants. Like that's as lovely as
That's
a pair
cool.
of pants. Yeah.
Do you
mean,
yell at him
that's
and tell
low
him to just get a
maintenance.
dog?
Yeah, because I'm a terrible father. Yeah.
I'd say that's kind of the perfect segue into what I thought was an oddball, and stemming off of what Storm King's asking about. Any thoughts on the machine that folds clothes?
Oh God!
Did you
was
see that
so-
one?
I didn't actually see it.
Yeah.
I read about it. I mean, there's just too much to see. The whole deal with this though, like you still had to feed the clothes one by one.
Yeah, and you had to sort of pre-fold them, so it was not what I was hoping it would be,
Also,
which is
I
just
could
dump all the
I
laundry
could
in.
definitely fold clothes faster than this machine. So
You should do a challenge.
I mean, we were gonna do that, but then we realized that was stupid.
Oh.
We need a coin star. We need
Yeah.
a coin
Yes.
star
Right, you
for
just throw
clothes.
it-
Exactly.
You throw it,
Just dump and
you
go.
throw an entire pile, and then it folds it automatically, sorts and folds.
Is this
I
a
hope we get
weird
there
millennial
eventually.
thing? But do people still fold clothes?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
I
What
just
do you
hang
do?
it all up. I put it on clothes hangers.
Oh, I thought
How
you
do you-
were
how
like
do you
gonna
have
just
so
shove
many-
it
no,
in
I don't have
balls.
a big pile.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you have that many hangers? You hang everything up?
I don't hang my jeans. Like I like fold my jeans.
What about your socks? Do you fold your
Yeah.
socks?
What do you do with your socks?
No, I fold
Yeah.
those too.
What
But
about your
like,
boxers or underwear?
I just throw that in a drawer, dude.
Whoa, all right.
Why do those need
My
to be
girlfriend has
folded?
taken over 3 of the closets and the
Have
dresser.
you not
so I
watched
get one
Tidying Up? You
closet.
should be folding everything, organizing everything.
Yeah, it's organized. It's all in one drawer.
I guess.
All right. One other weird thing was the bread making machine.
Oh, the
That
bread
was
bot,
hella cool.
Bread
which wasn't a
bot.
bot, right?
It wasn't
It was
a robot.
basically a vending machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was interesting. I kind of think it's fun when things show up at the show that aren't really supposed to be there, and that one definitely got a lot
I mean,
of attention.
Yeah,
also,
like, remember when Ben
it
was
smelled
there?
delicious. Whoa! Oh,
Sorry.
I was going to
Sweet
say the
burn.
bread bot did.
That was pretty
smell-
good. That was
it
pretty
did smell
good.
delicious. The bread bot was
Yeah.
delicious smelling.
I thought that was kind of
cool.
cool. It's weird, but still, like the idea that you could have your little corner market that wouldn't be able to house a full-on bakery could put this in the corner and say, "Hey, fresh baked bread."
It's way
bread
too
for you guys."
expensive, but yeah,
It is too expensive, but I mean, it was
How much was
still
that thing again?
kinda
Like half
neat.
a million?
it was $100,000 for a 5 or
5
6
years,
year
okay.
lease. Yeah,
Oh, just a lease?
just a
Yeah,
lease.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Just a lease.
Also, whoever came up with the headline for this on CNET, second to none, give them a raise.
I think that was Lynn.
Yeah, I think that was Lynn.
Ooh,
Yeah, give her a
second to
raise.
I
none.
remember Lynn was like having a lot of fun with the puns there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is her forte.
Yeah, she is quite wry.
Oh God, get out.
What?
Get out. All right, moving on. Let's get some more questions in before we got to wrap up the show. We are
Yeah.
running out of time. The giant Apple billboard outside CES was kind of funny. I still don't trust it, though. That's from Mark Dibble. I thought that was a nice little jab and twist of the knife.
But also not true at
Yeah,
all,
I'm
right?
like, that's a big fat lie,
like
Apple.
what stays in your goes on your iPhone stays on your iPhone is not remotely true.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're using Google on your iPhone, you're still sending Google that data. It's not like
Well,
Apple.
there
sending
were
Apple
the
your
multiple
data.
instances where iCloud hacks led to like the release release of personal information. Like clearly, the stuff on your iPhone doesn't always stay in your iPhone.
Yeah, Apple also took like $9 billion from Google to keep Google as a default search engine.
Right.
So that, anytime you search for something on your iPhone,
All that info goes to
is
Google?
going to Google. Like
They
that,
got
that's-
exactly what they wanted out of that. It
They
was one
did.
billboard. It probably didn't cost them that much in the
It
big
also
scheme of
it
things.
spurred a lot of discussion and was right there, right by LVCC,
Mm-hmm.
like perfectly placed by the Google.
They did not need to. Google was spending a ton of money doing so many advertisements. This was one, and they got a lot of press and
That's
attention.
why,
out
like,
of it,
I'm not
so-
sure. I don't really agree with your assessment that Google won this out just because they were everywhere. I don't know what the return on their investment was like.
That's a
It's
good
been-
way
yeah.
to look at
I mean,
it.
if you
Yeah.
look at the ROI, it's probably questionable considering they spent so much money. But I mean, I would agree with Ben's assessment that they basically won CS.
Yeah,
Partly by
which
being
is
everywhere,
a
but
fuzzy
also
description.
but
anyway.
also just the sheer amount of announcements that came
Yeah.
out from Google itself.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I
enjoy-
mean, it wasn't going to be Amazon for a third year in a row. Like Google just like once Amazon builds a ride, then yes, we'll
Yeah.
give it back to them.
Sir mentions, did you notice that this year's CES showcased more laptops and mainstream computers in previous years? I liked it. I think Dan Ackerman shared that sentiment. We should get him on the show to kind of expand on the thought, but did you guys notice that as well?
Yeah. I mean, it was an area of the
Hardware-wise.
show that I didn't focus as much on. Like, I was very much like looking at like what was going on with the Amazon world.
I mean, the bread and butter at CS is often TVs and appliances and laptops to a lesser extent. But I think this year there are a lot more. I don't know. I remain bored with laptops. I mean,
yeah,
there were some interesting things like a unique mouse or whatever the Lenovo put out, but
Right,
it was
but
all kind of
compare it to the TVs. So the two that really stood out to me were like LG had a rollable television, and Samsung showed off their like the wall.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
giant modular TV. So
yeah, made of micro LEDs. I think they shrunk it this year just
Yeah.
to show that they can do that. It doesn't just have to be this giant.
But yeah,
monolith
people
thing.
were very interested also in the rollable TV. They just thought it was like a really interesting piece of
Yeah, I
technology.
mean,
and it fits with like what you were talking about with foldable phones is that the more you can do this with displays, the more interesting stuff that's possible.
And probably one of the most interesting things to look at was the LG waterfall, right? The entrance to the LG booth had all these flexible displays, rolling clouds, and like scenery,
like
water.
starry nights.
Yeah, it was pretty mesmerizing to watch.
It was
So,
really cool. I actually liked, it's hard to say if I liked that one more than last year's Canyon. The Canyon was also really cool because you walked through it.
Yes.
So LG does a good job
This
with
one
their
annoyed
booth.
me because it was like right at the entrance of Central Hall, and like you had to fight through crowds every time just to get through there.
Yeah, it was worth it. It was pretty nice. Like
Pretty nice.
moths to a flame. We all just really like rolling
Like,
TVs.
oh yeah. Anyway.
Michael Brown's asking if we saw any smart health items there. I know last year we saw like the hip airbags, but what do we see this year? I'd like to go ahead and cite Claire's bicycle adventure.
Yes.
Yep. There was actually a ton of health stuff. I think Bridget talked about that remote ultrasound device that could connect to your phone that really could revolutionize how ultrasounds are taken, like either remotely in the field because it just connects to your phone.
And then Claire's bike airbag,
Yep.
which basically the second you hit the ground, it goes
It
in
just
and inflates,
right?
which is pretty
Wasn't that
clever.
an upgrade over like last year's? Like it was a belt that did it.
What, the hip thing?
The hip thing? Yeah.
I guess. I don't know if it's the same company though. So
Oh, there's Claire.
yeah.
Oh, well, look at her fall. Oh,
Poof.
Wait, it didn't pop out.
It did.
you can't tell.
What a
Oh,
trooper.
She's very slender.
She's very committed
Yeah.
to her job.
She also got a chance to try out the massage chair, so she probably had the funnest job of the show.
That's very true.
Yeah.
As we are running out of time, let's squeeze in the last couple here. From Timothy Dew, what's the percentage of gadgets that will not make it to market?
Oh God, like 90%.
I wouldn't go that high, but yes.
I'm pretty
I'd
skeptical.
go higher. I would say
Yeah.
like 95.
So they're just showing stuff off just for whatever.
That's what CS is all about.
I thought it was a lower
here's-
percentage.
Here's
but
our cool stuff
Mhm.
for the vision of the next 5 years
yeah.
and stuff. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a number of products that they showed that were already on the market for one thing, but a lot of like the feature stuff, the stuff that's really cool, or like stuff you'd find in those evening conferences. Oftentimes, they don't ever show up.
Because you're right. All the future of transportation stuff that we were talking about, the chances of any of that reaching the market is pretty low.
Yep.
Like there was like a flying taxi that looked super futuristic. Like where the hell is that going to show up?
The Bell
Yeah.
Nexus.
Looked like it was straight out of a Terminator movie.
Yep.
That was pretty awesome. But yeah, like who would
Although
actually use
they're
that?
supposed to be in the running for Uber's air taxi project, so maybe we'll see one.
Proves my point. Uber's air taxi project. Come on.
Yep.
That jumble of words will never actually become a reality. But then also the autonomous vehicles, like all the autonomous cars, which
Right.
looked really cool.
Well, the autonomous motorcycle, right? Like what? What
Totally.
do you mean?
Why would you even go on that?
No, you don't. That's the whole point. They did it to basically
To prove that they
could.
could.
They could do it.
It was
so.
terrifying to
That's
watch.
like when Batman like controls his motorcycle from like far away to like catch up with him. Like
James
that's
Bond.
Yeah, that's the only use I could see that for.
Whoa. Well, we could use more crime fighters. I mean, especially during the government shutdown. Why not?
Sure.
We could use all the help we can get to fight crime in this big city. So
Yeah.
please do that.
All right, we are out of time, everybody, but thanks for joining us, and welcome back. Welcome back to us. Welcome back to you. It's good to be back. Before we go, some of the things we weren't able to get to, Samsung 75-inch micro LED 4K TV, the Srinjoy sighting, Apple's big plan to open things up to third party.
Oh, it's true.
With
iTunes,
iTunes,
yeah.
and TV, and is AirPlay on that list? I think AirPlay's on that list too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nuts, man. I never thought we'd see that day. But yeah, we'll certainly be recapping some more CES stuff, but we're back in the groove. We'll have more headlines for you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Roger, take us on out of here.
All right. The 359 is available on iTunes, TuneIn, Feedburner, Google Play Music, Google Podcasts, the Amazon Echo, and of course, CNET.com. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.